No. There we go. I think that's sorted it. I think you can hear me, right? Tell me you can hear me, gang, please. Please, for the love of all that is holy and unholy. Tell me you can hear me. It's been a while. It's been a while. Am I still muted? Tell me I'm not still muted, please. Everything's new. Everything's new. So I'm all out of sync. Yeah, we good? We all good? Are we active? Can hear? Okay. Awesome. Oh man. I've had a time. I've had a time, gang. It's been an experience. It's been quite the experience. Right, let's say hello. Look, we always say hello, and we haven't said hello yet. Hello, Florian. Hello, Synergy. Hello, Dan. Hello, Ger. Hello, Dunrai. Hello, Monkey Mail. Hello, Crosby Fenris Wolf. Hello, James Cameron Clark. Hello, Sad Happy. Hello, Frisbee Hat. Excellent. Hello, Dean. Hello, Jan. Hello, Twisted Nightmare. Hello, Keith. Hello, Mike Spilligan. Hello, Artie Chard. I do need some pans. Hello, His Hairiness. Oh man. Alright. Okay. So. When's the... Hello, Merlin. Hello, Richard. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the welcomes back. When was the last... What was the last thing... What was the last thing that we put out? Because it's been a while since I've streamed. Oh, dear God. The last thing was the Warhammer preview show 3 weeks ago. Now, this is a significant factor as to why the channel, the analytics are bad. I'm not going to lie. It's kept me up a couple of nights with how bad things have got revenue-wise for the channel. Oh, Jer. Sorry, Jer. I'm sorry. I do it every time, I know. Hello, Alden... Oh, sure. Close enough. Hello, the D-Man. Yeah, so like 3 weeks ago was the last time we streamed, which is bad. Kind of need to keep up streaming. Keep those memberships, those super chats going. That's like half the channel income now. So I haven't been doing that because we'll get to it in a minute. And the last video...
G-U-U-U-U-U-R-T-H gang.
G-U-U-U-U-U-R-T-H gang. Excellent. Thank you very much, Chris. 8 months. A member for 8 months, J-Bond. Amazing. Love it. Girth is close enough. So, yeah, we haven't streamed for 3 weeks. God awful. That's really bad. That sucks. No videos for 12 days. Now, you know things have been bad when it's been that long. You know things have been bad when it's been that long. So, would you like the explanation as to where I've been? Because I've been very quiet. I've not said anything. I've not really been on social media either. I've been super quiet this whole time. So, I'm still not 100% better. I don't know whether you can hear my voice, but I'm still not quite... I'm still not quite there. Effectively, like 3 weeks ago, I had a it's a YouTube lifetime, yeah. It's been that long that my analytics, YouTube's like, oh, you're just not interested in making videos anymore. Fine. Get out. We don't want anything to do with you anymore. Which sucks, because it's like, no. I still want to do this. I've just been ill. Stop it. So, yeah, like 3 weeks ago, I had a migraine. Which is, it happens. I get migraines now and again. I was still able to record. But I can't really stream because my focus is way off. Like, it really affects how much I can focus on stuff. And so I end up, like, losing track of sentences. And I already start saying stuff and then I forget what I was about to say anyway. But migraines make it 100 times worse. Like, the videos that I recorded in, like, that first migraine, I can't remember which one it was. But there was 50 minutes of recording that was cut down to, like, 10 minutes of actual content. Like, that's how bad it is to try and focus and to just talk, to try and maintain any sort of semblance of making sense. So I had the first migraine. I hadn't even got over the first one. I was still having like brain fog. And I got a second one straight off the back of it, which wrecked me again. So, like, cumulatively, for like a solid week, I just had awful migraine head the whole time. Then I managed to just about get over that second one, and I had a third one. Now, 3 migraines in like 2 weeks is rough. I don't tend to get that. That's horrendous. That's horrific. It is not ideal. It really messes you up. And it turns out it has quite a bad effect on your immune system, because you get all stressed, don't you? You get stressed. And in my case, you've been like throwing up and just overall run down and super kind of like, just you end up like really sort of frail and fragile. And off the back of the last one, I got some sort of cold/cough, which I have been to the doctor. I just want to point out, don't worry, I've been to the doctor. I didn't just like tough it out and I was like, yeah, let's go, I can take more pain. No, I did go to the doctor. And they have been sort of keeping an eye on me. But like, I came off the back of the fourth one and immediately got like the flu or something. And that lasted, like, I was incapable of moving for like 3 days. So last week, I got ill on the Sunday. The next Saturday, my brother-in-law's wedding, where I was best man. So I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I'm ruined. I'm wrecked. Like, there's nothing I can do. I've got to just take the week off and hope that I get better. Because not only was I best man at my brother-in-law's wedding, like one of my oldest friends, we've known each other, literally, we've grown up together since we were kids. Not only that, also 165 miles away from where I live. So it's not just like the being best man and being there for the wedding. It was also driving there. Which, on UK roads, I know if you're in the US, you're probably thinking, well, yeah, 165 miles, whatever. But I just want to point out, it took us nearly 6 hours to get there on the Friday, when I was still ill. I managed to drive for like an hour and a half, and then I just couldn't do any more because I was too tired and too exhausted and ill. And so I attended the wedding of one of my oldest friends, still sick and still feeling awful. And so we came back on Sunday. Thankfully, much better journey on Sunday. But we came back on Sunday, and I had Adeptes Ridiculous on Monday, recorded that. I didn't do anything else on Monday because I just didn't want to risk it. I did almost nothing yesterday. It sucks, right? It sucks, gang. It absolutely sucks. I've had just the worst few weeks for being horribly ill the whole time. It's just been constant. Like, no uploads for like 9 days. That's a lot. Like, you don't really do that on YouTube these days. You can't really get away with it. You can't really get away with doing that. But I just physically couldn't record or stream. And I already hadn't streamed for ages. So, because of that, YouTube is fairly convinced that I no longer wish to be on the platform, which is a little bit stressful. I'm not going to lie. It's stressing me out. It's making me a bit sort of like on edge. But luckily, like, the channel's got some really good sponsors recently. Got some really good companies that I've worked with, and so been able to bolster a bit through that. But oh my god, it's just been garbage. It's just been a garbage month. It's like coming into October was like, oh yeah, everything's going super well. This is great. We're back into streaming. We're doing it regular. We're keeping up. Videos are still coming out. We've got all sorts of exciting things going on. And then we got to like the start of October, and it's like the universe went, you need to settle the fuck down. You need to stop enjoying yourself this instant and just slap me around. So that's why it's been a bit quiet. You can probably tell I'm still not quite there. I'm still not 100%. I'm a bit like bunged up and stuffy, and I keep coughing awful things up, and it's not ideal. But I feel like I just wanted to do something. I wanted to do something because, oh my god, it's been so long It's been so long. Normally I'm like, okay, here's what's going on. I didn't even have the energy for that. Like, I didn't even put out a community post or anything, because I was just like, I hate this. I hate it. I don't know what to do. This is garbage. So, if you've been wondering, if you've been thinking, where are you? What's the deal? What's with the radio silence? That's what it is. That's what it is. That's why things have been a bit quiet around here. Which I don't want them to be quiet. I actively would prefer them not to be quiet. I would like them to be super busy the whole time. But that's not been an option. On the other hand, sort of in the meantime, new PC. Sort of. Most of it's new. So we're recording and streaming at the same time without any lag. That's nice. The stream setup is working. The chat is going well. Like, you can see what's going on. That's fun. Space Marine 2 looks incredible now. Turns out, did you know this? You'll be shocked. You'll be shocked to learn this. I'm sure you will. You'll be shocked to learn, right? Space Marine 2 on a 980 Ti, it doesn't look as good as it could. Did you know that? I bet you didn't, did you? It turns out that Space Marine 2 on a 980 Ti, I mean, it's fine, but it's not like crisp. It's not like super high def. Your textures aren't quite there. Your effects aren't quite as good as they could be. And if you go up from a 980 Ti to a 3080 Ti, suddenly it looks way better. Suddenly, it actually looks pretty good. That was a revelation. I was like, oh man, this game actually looks pretty good. This is quite nice. So yeah, it's not ideal, right? The current setup isn't ideal. I'm kind of waiting for Black Friday to see if there's a way to cheekily replace the 3080 Ti. If you're thinking, why would you replace that? It's because it's a second-hand card. It was given to me on the understanding that it was faulty, but they weren't sure why it was faulty. So I plugged it in and I did some messing around, and it is faulty. And I googled it and I had a look around, and apparently it's a common issue with the 3080 Ti, especially the earlier models, where after like 30 seconds you would just end up like, what would happen is the monitors all go black. Like, the power to the card just shuts off. PC is still running. Technically everything's still working, I just can't see what's happening. And I did some investigating and I had a look around, and it looked like power supply might have been the issue, but the power supply I've got is absolutely fine for a 3080. It's not like it's not drawing too much for the power supply to cope with, but there's, from what I can tell, some sort of garbage around voltage spikes or something. It just suddenly wants way more juice than it needs, or like the PSU is like, you're not having this is dangerous, and then shuts it off or whatever. I tried updating the BIOS and the motherboard, and I tried updating the card itself. None of that fixed it. So it's not ideal because it's like super undervolted. It's not like running at max capacity, not even close. It's undervolted to hell because I found a voltage that was stable no matter what I played and no matter what I did, and then it's just locked into that the whole time. So it's like, it works and it's way better than what I had, like by a ridiculous amount, but it's not perfect. It's not like completely sorted. So I'm probably going to replace it again. But for now, it's better than the 980 Ti, and I'm not having like blue screen issues, I'm not having things crash. I replaced like all the hard drives and stuff as well, and replaced the RAM. So it's like borderline a new PC. The only things that are the same out of it are the processor, which is a Ryzen 9. I think it's 3900 DeX or something. I can't remember. But like, it's still a decent processor. The motherboard, the processor are the same, the power supply is the same, and everything else is different. So it's basically a new PC, which is nice because it works. It actually works, and things don't crash, and it doesn't just blow up or blue screen randomly. And yeah, I did have to undervolt the GPU, but it was a free GPU. It was free. It didn't cost anything. It was given to me as just hey, look. Look, I'll be honest, it's probably broken. But You can try it if you like. And I tried it, and I've managed to get it running. So it's fine. It's all good for now. Which means that we can actually stream, and we can record, and I can edit way quicker, and I can encode quicker, and all sorts of fun and nice things. Which, you know, would have been really nice if I was able to take advantage of that instead of being ill for most of the month. Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it, gang? That would have been nice, wouldn't it? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? So, yeah. We are currently, I'm afraid, in a situation of severe decline when it comes to the channel itself. If you want to help out with that, super chats and members, 100% the way to go. Also, if you super chat, it makes Doreen talk, and I've got it working. That was the first thing I tried to get working. Plus, as always, if you do a gifted membership, you get to choose between the Full Moon and the Girth Gang. It's your choice. You get to choose. We're not doing freebies. We have shown what these are before. If you're curious and you haven't seen them, there's a way to find out, alright? You get the choice of one or the other. More than one means you get like, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So, if you gifted 5 memberships, then you can choose to see the same thing 5 times, or you can alternate between the two. It's entirely up to you. But they are both high-quality pieces of art. I'm pretty sure they're both a little bit too loud, I've just realised, but they are there. Hello, Just a Jester. So yeah, this is kind of like the catch-up, sort of. The stuff that I kind of know of, because I've been trying to keep an eye here and there. I know there's a bit more Lord of the Rings stuff, but I don't know exactly, I can't remember exactly when the last thing was that we covered. But yeah, we've got a few things to look at. I've got a bunch of stuff set up for us to take a glance at.
Good to see you back, you glorious gremlin.
Thank you very much, Toast. Thank you very much for the 5. So yeah, I'm not I'm not 100% on how long. Why does that still not show up in the chat? I need to find out why that is, because that's been bugging me. The squat buggy. We already covered the squat buggy, didn't we? They got their trike. They got their little trike. Or has there been something else since? Have I missed another... Yeah, no, we covered the trike. I think. Wait, now I'm doubting myself. At this point, you lot know my channel better than I do. Did I do the buggy before I got ill? Or was that during being ill? Oh, yeah, that was one of the nightmare videos. Yeah, the squat trike video. That...
The oldest PC in my house, still runs on Win 10, now has a GTX 580, still going rolling on the floor laughing.
That's pretty good, Mandy. That is pretty good. That's very impressive. Thank you very much for the 20. I hope you are keeping well. Yeah, no, the squat trikes, we did cover that. That video was 6 minutes 53. I remember specifically that the unedited runtime for that video was 34 minutes because of how little I was able to focus whilst making it. Like, when I say that the brain fog means I can't do anything, I'm really not joking. It's awful. It's genuinely awful. It makes doing anything a nightmare. So, oh no, hang on. I need to blow a nose because I've... Alright, seamless. You'd never know. You would never know what had just happened. That's a lie. You would absolutely know. You would absolutely know that. Oh, Mandy, thank you very much. That's very, very generous of you. Thank you so much. What do you want? What is it that you Girth Gang every time? Okay. You know what? We're going to do Girth Gang. We're just going to loop it. Girth Gang! Tell me you heard that, because I didn't hear it.
Girls have gun, 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 girls have gun.
No, I can't stop it looping now. Mandy, you've Mandy, what have you done? I can't stop. OBS is just frozen. I can't stop it.
Girls have gun, girls have gun, girls have gun, girls have gun, girls have gun,
you getting so freebie.
girls have gun, 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 girls have gun.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. I think you got like 2.5 times what you should have got there for that. Yeah, I was like, I tried to click, it's a little tick box, right? I tried to click it and it just didn't do anything. Like, it just didn't untick. So it just was stuck like that. Okay. It's also like, I think it's a different version of OBS than I had before. I think I didn't keep it updated, so... Well, there you go. You got a lot of girth going right there. A lot of it. I think it was also quite loud. Was it quite loud? I don't hear it, because I don't want to listen to that. So... B1s, look, they just revel in it. Just bask in the girth gang. Thank you very much, Dunra. I hope everything is going okay. I hope kids okay, family's okay. You look after yourself. Yeah, sorry, Timothor. Blame Mandy. Mandy's fault. That's what I'm going to do. Is that unfair? Yeah. Yeah, definitely. 16-month synergy? Oh, you don't need help for 16 months. That's fine. That's fine. Alright. Alright, let's look at a few things. Okay? I think really there's only one place to start, because this is also going to be like tomorrow's video. I'm going to cheat a bit. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to cheat a bit. I'm taking advantage of the fact that I'm able to do this, so I'm going to be taking a couple of things we talk about now. I'm really low down in my seat, hang on. And I'm going to be, like, cutting it up into a video. Well, this is the thing, Synergy. You get to live in my basement, and I get to live in Bricky's walls. In the Adeptes Ridiculous studio walls. Speaking of which, did you all catch today's video? Don't go and watch it now. Watch me instead. But you know, once I've shut the hell up and gone away, you should go and watch today's episode. I always have a blast recording Adeptes Ridiculous, but I thought this episode was pretty cool. Oh, you've lost your badge, Killer Krieg. Oh yeah, you have. Why have you lost your badge, Killer Kriegsman? You shouldn't have done. I don't know why that would happen, honestly. I realise that's no help to anyone, but I don't know... I will poke around and see what I can find. Because that shouldn't happen. Unless it was for someone else's channel. You're supporting more than one person? I'm joking, you know. So that's today's Adeptes Ridiculous episode. I had a blast with this. It was really good fun. But then I always do have fun. So here's the question, right? Here's the question. It's an important question. Have you pledged to Trench Crusade? That's the question of the day. That's the important one. I think that's the one that we can all agree is the most vital. Have you pledged to Trench Crusade? Because the Kickstarter is live. 12 days to go. It's only 48 hours in, and they've already raised it's gone up. £673,000. Except it's not that, because it's nearly £674,000. That's pretty good. 4,900... This is going to be impossible to keep up with it, because it just keeps going. 4,906 backers in 2 days for a independent, like, tabletop war game, a skirmish game. This is insanely cool. How much this has been embraced. I love it. I love how well this is doing. This is grand. I've already pledged. I've already pledged a little bit. It might go up. I don't know yet. I don't know. I'll see. Oh yeah, so they wanted 51,000, and they're currently on a hilarious amount of money. So yeah, I mean, not bad. Not bad. As Kickstarters go, I'll be honest. I think there's a few things that I personally would have done a little bit differently, but this is kind of a tricky one because you've got a mix of digital and physical rewards. So there's like a kind of mix of whether you want to get like STLs, whether you want to get actual physical miniatures, so on and so forth. The stretch goals weren't really fleshed out before they went live, which isn't that unusual, but I always think that a Kickstarter that's already got like a proper plan in place tends to look a little bit more attractive. Not that that really matters, because clearly people are super interested, right? People are super interested. So the fact that there weren't that many stretch goals to start with clearly hasn't put that many people off. So the basis for this, the kind of foundation for this, is that in 1099 the Templars took the Holy City, sealed deep within the catacombs beneath. They discovered
Hand pledge ATM. Haven finished painting the Imperium magazine, plus a triumph of Saint Catherine, and I'm still waiting for the John Blanche models.
That's fair, Mandy. That's a lot of stuff to paint. That's a lot of stuff to paint. You've kind of got your hands full there. I don't blame you. I mean, admittedly, I also have a shed ton of stuff that I need to just, need to actually get around to doing something with. But I also have no self-control, so I pledged anyway. So, sealed deep within the catacombs beneath, they discovered a blasphemous artifact which tested their faith and found it wanting. Blinded by greed and with weakness in their hearts, they fell to their knees in supplication to a new blasphemous lord. Thus came the first heresy, and Jerusalem was reduced to a depraved pit where hell and our mortal world bleed into one. 8 centuries later, mortal soldiers go over the top as weapons of terrifying power hammer both friend and foe alike. Supernatural beings wade through the carnage, their divine flesh impervious to all but the most blessed ammunition. Even with such incalculable might, the armies were at a stalemate, and minor victories are snatched through daring raids and flank attacks. This is hell on earth. This is Trench Crusade. I really like the setting. It's very fun. It's extremely over the top, but then, yeah, it would be. The lack of painted models. I mean, to be fair, Eddie, most Kickstarters that deal with any sort of skirmish game or like role-playing game or like just miniature runs, they don't tend to do painted stuff. I bought Hivestorm and got it all done in 3 days. I'm afraid that's something that I cannot relate to. Getting it done. No, there's an exception to this. There is an exception. There's an exception to that. Actually, I think you'll find I can paint stuff super quick if I need it for a D&D session in 48 hours time. Then I'm an absolute monster and I can paint entire armies. But unless it's a deadline, I don't get it done. If it's not a deadline, it doesn't get finished. All those tanks up there, I painted like 4 of those, and it was only because of going to Liam's that I painted the rest. And I painted them in like a week and a half because I had to get them done. Oh, silly me. So yeah, effectively, this all started because Mike Francina made some cool art and then decided to build a universe out of it, and then it's become its own miniature war game. And I think what I like is there's a lot of like it is grimdark. There is a bit of silliness to it. I don't know whether they particularly would like it said that there's silliness to it, but I feel like there kind of is, but not necessarily in a bad way. There's silliness to 40k, right? It's the aesthetic. The aesthetic for me is quite a big thing. Plus, also, I grew up in a very religious household, and I had to go to church a lot, and that sort of thing, and it was like traditional Roman Catholic style masses and so on. So for me personally, a kind of alternate history, fictional kind of take on that kind of aesthetic that does it for me. That's pulling on lots of little kind of nostalgic elements from childhood, but making it like really gruesome, and it's kind of transforming a lot of stuff that I'm familiar with into fun and exciting new forms. So there's a lot of like internal bias for me when it comes to Trench Crusade. It's not just that the art is brilliant, it's also that, you know, there's a familiarity there that I like a lot. So we've got the Trench Pilgrims, the Heretic Legion, New Antioch, which I've already got a few of their miniatures, and they're really cool. The Court of the Seven-Headed Serpent, which are mental. The Sultanate of the Iron Wall, and the Black Grail. There is another faction which is the Church of Metamorphosis, I believe. But I don't believe they're in this Kickstarter, which is a shame. I would have liked to have seen that, honestly. So, I haven't played it yet. I'm not going to lie, I've not played the game yet. I've got some of the miniatures. I've already printed a few things to be used as like proxies, although they're very open about how they're providing miniatures through this Kickstarter. Once the Kickstarter's done, they'll be able to buy, like, you'll be able to buy miniatures from them via My Mini Factory, but at the same time, they want people to still kit bash, they still want people to convert. It's a miniatures agnostic game, but it does have its own set of miniatures that you can use. But if you don't want to use those, and you want to use alternatives, you can do that, which I like that as an attitude. They're not being precious about it. They want people to enjoy the game and enjoy the universe. They don't necessarily want people to feel like they're locked into only supporting Trench Crusade miniatures. No, you should be able to use the things that you want to use, as long as the base size is correct, which, I mean, it'd be kind of nice if other companies had a similar, you know, like a similar sort of attitude, maybe. Just a little bit. Just maybe. So yeah, I like that they're doing it that way. I swear there's more Trench Crusade stuff on the way. I swear, honestly, I promise. I promise you there is. I've just been really ill. Which, unfortunately, kind of put a halt on literally everything, which sucks. But there is more. Also, there's something exciting coming, like, a couple of months down the line. There's a fun Trench Crusade thing going to happen, which I'm super excited about. So they do a nice kind of breakdown, of the game itself, how it works. But for me, a lot of it is the aesthetic, it's the miniatures. So we're going to take a look at those. So we've got the Heretic Legion, as we said, New Antioch. Now, these aren't that helpful, in a way. Oh, thank you very much for the gifted membership, I nearly said COD Gonvoy, but that's not... I mean, one of those is a real word. The other one isn't. God Convoy. Would you like Girth Gang, or would you like Full Moon? What would you like? It's totally up to you. Your gift, your choice. You pay your money, you take your choice, as Status Quo once said. Am I old? I think I might be old. It's completely up to you. Whilst you're deciding, I am going to have to blow my nose again. And also cough in a horrific... Alright, sorry about that. Okay, you want it girthy? I regret saying that out loud. There we go. Bit of girth. So, oh, hang on. I need to go back to this for a second whilst I open this, because I don't know what this is going to look like. What I've done is I've taken the liberty of downloading the pictures so that we can see them in a more sensible way. Not off, like in like a tiny picture, but in something we can zoom into, okay? So, here we go. Look at that. Look how prepared I am. Oh, we can zoom in and everything. My God. My God. So, this lot, the Sultanate of the Iron Wall. I don't want to pronounce half of this because I'm not going to be able to, but the Ubatsi captain, the Jabarian Alchemist and Assassin. You got a Sapper, you got some Azebs, some Janissaries, a Brazen Bull, and Lion of Jabir. Jabir? Either way is fine. These are relatively recent. These are, I think, some of the more recent miniatures that they've done. I think some of the more recent artwork that Mike's done as well. Oh, thank you very much, Mordy Hammer. Oh yeah, I'm profesh. 100% profesh. What would you like, Mordy Hammer? Would you like Girth or Moon? Your choice. Dealer's choice. I actually really like this lot. I like the Sultanate. They look very different to everything else in the setting. They look very kind of... There's a lot more in the way of kind of regal grandeur going on with these miniatures than there is with, I mean, especially the Trench Pilgrims and the like, and the Mercenaries. They are very, very like stylistically different to anything else that you see in Trench Crusade, which is really fun. I like it a lot. Also, the Brazen Bull looks solid. Oh. Okay, hang on a second, gang. I can't see the chat because Chrome just went, that's not allowed anymore. Hang on, let me get you back up again. There we go. A third option of meat pocket. Look, maybe one day I'll make a meat pocket. Like, I don't know what to even call it. I tell you what, Mordy Hammer, we have had, I believe, 30 Girth gangs. Should we do a full moon? Let's do a full moon and break it up a bit. How about that?
Full moon!
So yeah, with this lot, there's a bit of there's some interesting alchemy. There's kind of a bit of transformation body wise, a bit of like interesting magic and alchemy combinations going on. It's a fun faction. I do like the design of them. I do like the design of them a lot. The Turpy Russ. One day I'm going to go... I can't go back and fix it because I don't have the project file anymore. I'd have to make it again from scratch. And I'm not doing that. I'll be honest, I'm just not doing it. So, Sultanate of the Iron Wall, I do like those miniatures. They are very cool. But then we also have New Antioch. And New Antioch looks solid. I can already tell you that the heavy mechanized infantry are great because, well, I can tell you that they're great because I have them right here, and I really like them. They're really good. They look awesome. They've got some heft to them. Let me just see. Have I got a Space Marine around here? Yeah, I've got a Space Marine. Can we veto the meat pocket? No one can veto the meat pocket. So if we're doing like side by side, that's sort of what you're looking at scale wise. They're chunky lads. Plus, one of them has got a big old gun. Yeah. I really like them. I really like New Antioch. They look fantastic. But you've also got the Lieutenant, you've got the Trench Cleric, who looks really cool. The Sniper Priests. Chef's kiss. Love that. A Sniper Priest? I mean, come on. That's just automatically cool. I don't care what you say. Then you've got Yeoman, Combat Engineer, and the Shock Troopers. And again, there's a really nice variety of weapons, of poses. And given that it's skirmish, like, that's the other thing as well. I have already seen people go like, oh, there's not that many like unique poses amongst the infantry. It's a skirmish-based game. As it gets bigger and you go through a campaign, you might end up having like 20 models on the table. Well, if you count right here, there's 9 there. There's 3 there. So a backup, so up to 12. And then that row up there takes it up to 17. And when it comes to like, oh, well, there's not a huge amount of variety, I mean, you're not going to notice. It's a skirmish game. It's not a full army game like 40k or AOS. It's more akin to Kill Team or Necromunda. So yeah, I mean, these look fantastic. I absolutely love New Antioch. It's a really fun mix of styles. You've still got a bit of like the ragged approach that you see in some of the Trench Pilgrim stuff, but overall they're outfitted very well. There's this kind of... There's more focus on like armor, which is nice.
Mini men, big guns.
Mini men and big guns. I mean, that's the correct way around, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, the shock troopers as well look fantastic. I love the variety of weapons you got with those. Really cool. Really like them. Also got the Court of the Seven-Headed Serpent, which is what I'm going to go for, I think, for the warband I've chosen. I mean, I say that, I know full well, I know already that I'm going to end up with more than one warband. I already know that, but the Court of the Seven-Headed Serpent, they have something that no one else does, and that is the Hell Knights. And the Hell Knights are perfect. They are perfect. I cannot get enough of the Hell Knights. They are so good. And since I've done the digital pledge, I can just print as many of these chunky lads. The guy with the gun, with the big old rifle, that guy, I'm going to print him like 18 times because it's perfect and I love it. And that's before you even get into like how creepy and awful the Praetor is. Like, there's something about the way that Mike Francina sculpts demons that I just really like. Because he just goes all out on, well, it's a demon, so obviously it needs to look incredibly weird. Why would it have normal wings or a normal head? Why should metal and flesh be different? Why can't it just all be one horrible, nightmarish mass? And I love that approach. I love it. The guy with the gun reminds me of that guy. Yes, there is a bit of a Hellgate London feel to it. I wonder if... I don't know if Mike did any... did anything for Hellgate London, but like the Praetor looks solid. The Yoke Fiends are cool, but I mean the Hell Knights are my absolute favourite. But then you get things like the Desecrated Saint. I mean, that's just badass. That's just badass. You've got a bunch of Thurables hanging off one side. It's the thing the smoke comes out of when you swing it from side to side. There's someone like interred in the... Like multiple people like interred in the middle of that. It's horrible. It's great. The Sorcerer with all the guts hanging out. Oh, yeah. I just can't get enough of them. I just think there's something really cool about the designs. The designs are fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Then you got the Heretic Legion, which are mostly the kind of mortal sort of warriors of hell. Quite Krieg in a way. Some of them look really normal. Like the Heretic Troopers kind of look like World War One-ish, two-ish kind of just infantrymen. But then you've got really weird stuff like the Artillery Witch, which is a 10 out of 10. The Death Commando, again, absolutely solid. The Anointed look incredible. The fact that they've done the Chorister that well. The Chorister is brilliant because the blood vessels in the neck like create hell runes or whatever, and they've totally nailed it. They've totally nailed it with the model, which is awesome. I am back, Alexin. Thank you very much. Got the Heretic Priest, looks good. The Sin Eater, who looks horrible. And the War Wolf, which... I mean, if you put that down and you are not blasting the Beast of Jevadun by Powerwolf, then you're doing it wrong. Yeah, the Artillery Witch is great. The Artillery Witch is fantastic. They summon bombs out of the factories in hell directly into their hands and then throw them at people and then just summon another bomb. Like, that's the kind of nonsense that I'm just here for. If everything was that silly, it wouldn't be a good setting. But just a little thing here and there of, wow, what the hell is this? That's fine. That's perfect. You got to get the right amount of silly. It can't be all silly, but a little bit of silly here and there. I like a bit of silly here and there. The Anointed with a Heavy Flamer is incredible, and the Death Commando is super creepy as well. I mean, actually, the Heretic Legion, I really like the Heretic Legion a lot. They do look really, really good. There's a few specific sculpts in there that I just really want. Then again, as I say, this is all going to be available on Kickstarter after the fact. Not Kickstarter, on my mini factory after the fact. So, I mean, if there's a specific model, hopefully you'll be able to just buy that one model you want, you know? We also have the Black Grail, which is gross. Really gross. Really gross. Hello, Blunticulus. Merry Christmas? It's not even November. No. We're not having that. Wait, like at least a month and a half. So the Lord of Tumors looks horrendous. Just really gross. Top to bottom, really horrible. The Amalgam I really, really like. This is what the Obliterators should look like. The Amalgam is what the Obliterator should be. Alright? It should be a nightmare freak show. It should just be a bunch of horrible flesh with guns sticking out of it. The current Obliterator, it looks like just a Centurion suit with a bit of skin on it. No. 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 It's all about the Amalgam. That is grand. That is great. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's 10 out of 10. The Corpse Guard are cool, but not as cool as the Plague Knight. I really like the kind of faux sort of witch doctor, like plague doctor mask going on there. I really like that. That's very cool. The Herald of Beelzebub is basically incomprehensible, but then it should be. The Grail Hounds are really gross. The big old like lump in the gut is just horrible. It's really horrible. And then you've got a bunch of misshapen freaks in the form of the Grail Thralls. Oh, it's very good. It's very good, but this is the problem. Like, the Black Grail look fantastic. The Heretic Legion look fantastic. It's like, there's a lot of good choice. There's a lot of good choice. And then you get, like, the OGs, right? The Trench Pilgrims. The Trench Pilgrim is, like, I think one of the first things that he did, and one of the things that got, like, a load of attention. I'm not going to say these are, like, the basis for the entire thing. I don't know what order in which he drew stuff, but I feel like the Trench Pilgrim art is the stuff that got shared around a lot. And I know that there was, like, a large-scale Trench Pilgrim miniature that did super, super well. So, like, just the fact that they're in this bundle makes me kind of like, I sort of want this because they're there, you know? I kind of want it because they're there. They're really cool. Yeah, we've also got the War Prophet, the Castigator, the Communicant is hilarious. Just a big cross. The big cross just like nailed to the face is mental. Like, why? It's great. The Shrine Anchorite. I just remembered I haven't printed my Shrine Anchorite yet. They sent me the files for the Shrine Anchorite and I haven't painted it. No, printed it. I'm still not 100%. Leave me alone. I need to do that. I need to print it. I really need to print it. Then we've got the Stigmatic Nuns, which I'm not too bothered about the Stigmatic Nuns. It's a lamb, don't worry, it's not a dog. It's a lamb. I don't know if that's better. And then we've got the ecclesiastic prisoners, who they put basically artillery shells on the back of the guy. Then they send the guy running into the enemy, and then they blow up the bomb on his back. Penance. The Lord forgives you because you've exploded some heretics. You're going to die as well. But that's, that's neither here nor there. You'll be judged in your final moments, and if your final moments involved running into the enemy, then, that's alright. That's fine. Great concept. Great concept. Love that. Yeah, the communicant's just got a cross nailed to his face. Like, it's literally just nailed to his face. I believe the communicants are the ones that are fed with the flesh of the clones of Jesus. Saying it out loud. Saying it out loud is just so funny to me. Oh yeah, that's the guy. That's one of the guys who ate the flesh of a clone of Jesus. That's why he's so, hench. That's why he's so big and beefy. He's eaten clone Jesus flesh. So now, he's got the power. He's blessed. You know what? That's perfect. He doesn't need to see Jesus takes the wheel. Oh my god. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And then we should have... Wait. Oh, I'm missing... Hang on a second. I think I'm missing a picture. I'm missing a picture here. Let's see if I can get the last one, because I'm pretty sure there's some mercenaries as well somewhere. Oh. Chrome is freaking out. Cool. Awesome. Why are you doing that? Everything's breaking. Breaking in a big way as well. In a big way. Good lord. All I'm trying to do is... I could have sworn that there was another set of things to look at. But it's hard to tell. Because the... Yeah, there it is. Yeah, the mercenaries. Alright. Let me just chuck these in the correct folder. And then hopefully we'll be able to scroll over to it. No, we won't. Hang on. Hang on. It's all gone. It's all gone bad wrong. It's all gone wrong. Here we go. Right. Look, I've been away a bit, alright? I'm still ill. Oh, I'm really ill. Hang on. I'm gonna... Oh, God. Everyone nearly throws up whilst talking occasionally, right? That's a common thing. Everyone does it. Everybody does it. It's fine. I don't need to worry. And I'm not being hyperbolic there either. That was grim. So for the mercenaries, we've got things like the Witchburner General. I've already got one of them, which is awesome. And the Communicant Tank Hunters, which look insanely cool. I mean, look at him. Look at him. Look at the size. So much stuff I need to paint. Why am I backing it? I've already got a bunch of stuff to paint. The Observer is fantastic. The Observers are great, right? The Observers, they have got they can hear the voice of God, but they can hear everything that God is saying at all times, past, present, and future, and they have to filter out the bits that let them kind of predict what's going to happen a few seconds before it does, which makes them absolute beasts on the battlefield, unless they get distracted, at which point they're shit out of luck. The Observer is incredible. Love the Observer. Got the combat medic, the mentalist, ammo monk. I want loads of communicant tank hunters. I just want a whole army of them. I don't think you can have a whole army of them, but that's what I want. This is the thing. It's a very cool setting. It's a very cool setting. I think they've done a great job with it. It's clearly capturing the imagination, right? It's clearly capturing the imagination. I mean, whilst we've been talking about it, it's gained like another, 30 backers or something? The people know what they want, and what they want is mad Christian alternate history never-ending war. That's what they want. So the pledges, you've got like we'll have a look at the pledge levels. So Observer, you can just pick that up and grab a miniature or two that you want, if you want to do it that way. You can just get the book if you don't want to pledge for the miniatures in any way. You don't actually have to. You can just get the book itself. I like that they included that option, and that, that does speak to them wanting people to continue, the practice of just making your own stuff. They're encouraging you to do it. They're encouraging you to go forth and kit bash, which is really nice. Then the Warband pledge, where you get the book and you get a physical warband, with the other option being the digital warband pledge. So if you've got a 3D printer, a resin 3D printer, you can get the book, but you can just get the STL files for a warband. To be honest, the pricing on the physical miniatures is pretty damn good. I've got to say, I think the pricing on the physical miniatures is pretty good. Normally, when you're looking at Kickstarters that deal with digital and physical miniatures, you'd be hard-pressed to get physical ones for, $18 more? That's not bad. That is not bad. Then you got the Beast. Just slam dunked the Beast level plus extra terrain. Oh my god. Okay. Nice. Wait, are we talking digital the Beast or the Beast? Because if you just slam down $666, hats off. Hats off. All the props there. I would have loved to have done that with the digital one. I would have loved to do that, but unfortunately taking 3 weeks off streaming has meant that that is not possible. Unfortunately, my family needs to eat instead, which is a real shame. Also, I've had to replace 4 different parts of my goddamn car in the last couple of weeks, which has also been crushing. But what are you going to do? The digital? I mean, to be fair, if you've got a resin printer, then why wouldn't you? I mean, between the Saturn 4 Ultra and the Reflex RS that I've got over there, I could churn out every warband over the course of 48 hours, which it would be very tempting if the means were currently available, but it's not bad. I mean, it's not bad. All the miniatures as well as the book, every miniature, I bet you that if you priced up every miniature in this campaign on my mini factory after the fact, you're going to be paying more than $399 for it. You just are. You just are. Now, this is something that I'm not sure, Lookout Toast. I don't think you do. I personally feel like if you bought physical, you should get the STLs as well, but I don't know whether that is the case or not. At some point, it'd be worth having a look at the comments and stuff and the updates and see whether that's something else people have suggested and whether they've taken that on board or not. But I don't know. I feel like that would be a good way of doing it, because I mean, just because you've got the printers doesn't necessarily mean you want to initially print. I'll be honest, I have, occasionally, I've got printers, occasionally there will be a miniature that I will look at the price of the STL. I will then go onto Etsy or something, and if it's like £2 more, I will actually just order it off Etsy. Now, I know that obviously, like, that seems a bit kind of counterintuitive, but if it's something that I only need the one thing, I'm not going to print more than one. The time save, like it's like the time saved feels like it's worth the extra couple of quid. Like, I have also previously found miniatures that, like, the STL has been the same price as just getting it off someone who does 3D printing. It's like, well, that's less effort for me. It's just less effort. Like, I don't get it like tomorrow, but if I don't need it for like a week, okay. This is the thing. I try to be very careful, Blunticulous, because it's like you do have to be careful. There's a lot of dodgy stuff where STLs have been shared, and things have been kind of handed over when they shouldn't have been, which is, I think, just massively disrespectful. Massively disrespectful. You know, if you're going to try and make a living off printing, then you should reward the people who are making the models that you print. It's that easy. If you can't afford to buy the stock, so to speak, or you think that you shouldn't have to, then you shouldn't be doing it. I don't know. I have a lot of artist friends who have like seen their art just randomly show up in other people's stuff, and it's like, oh, I just found it on Google, so it's fine. It's like, no, that's not how any of this works. You can't just take other people's work and then just use it and not give any sort of credit or anything. No, not a fan. Not a fan of that approach at all. So we've also got Heresiarch. Copy of the book, all the miniatures in the campaign, all the dice sets and 2 of the physical terrain sets, and then you've got the Heresiarch digital. I'd be super curious to see whether the terrain sets, are they set up for resin or are they set up for FDM? There's a question. I actually don't know. I don't know which it is. Is it resin or is it FDM? That'd be something worth finding out. So yeah, warband wise, oh yeah, they're so good. Just look at the Hell Knights. I want the Hell Knights right now. I want them. They're so good. And then there's add-ons as well, obviously, where you can just sort of add things here and there, whether it's individual models or whether it's bundles. I do like the fact that you've got the individual options in there, because I may well just pick and choose. I might just grab stuff that looks good. I'm making some gross noises down the mic tonight. I'm so sorry, gang. I'm just really not. You can tell I'm not 100%. You can tell I'm not 100%, and I'm trying very hard to keep a lid on it, but I'm afraid there's not much you can do up to a certain point. All right, let's have a look. Stretch goals. They've added a ton of these now. They've added a ton of them, so that's good. FDM's better for scenery and resin's better for minis. I've seen people doing pretty cool things with the FDM for miniatures, but generally speaking, if it's a mini, you want resin. But terrain quite often is FDM printed as opposed to resin printed. The example I always give is Dark Fantastic Mills. Great terrain they make. Really good stuff. They print most of their own, but you can buy the STLs. I'll put a link in the description, in the chat, because they make really good stuff. But all of their stuff, pretty much all of their stuff, I believe, is FDM printed, and it looks good. It looks good. Oh, don't be ones, because if it's that bad, I'll get really self-conscious. I don't want it to sound awful. I really don't. I don't like that. Oh my god, I'm gonna You know what? Some people would say that I'm doing this too early. That I should have taken another week off. But I don't want to, because I don't like it. And I'm pretty sure if I do take another week off, YouTube will just delete the channel. Be like, demonetized, get the fuck out. So stretch goals. Stretch goals. I like that they've added a bunch of these. I don't know how many there were initially. I feel like there weren't that many. It's not noticeable? Okay, that's fine. You know what? I tell you what. I was so paranoid recording Adeptes Ridiculous because I was so ill for a good 9 days or so. I was so ill. I was like, oh man, I don't want to mess this up. I don't want it to sound awful, or for me to have messed up research, or to get part way through and have a coughing fit. And I was so anxious about it that before 10 minutes before we started, I was sat here no, it'll be fine. No, it'll be fine. No, I've got to tell them that we can't do it. No, but we've got to do it because it needs to be out on Wednesday. I can't just say 10 minutes before we can't do it. No, it'll be fine. No, but what if you sound really terrible? I went back and forth so bad, and then I joined, and it was fine, and we just recorded as normal. But I got so in my head about it. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Dumb. I kind of did that about streaming tonight, to be honest. I had a moment where I was like, I don't know if I can do it tonight, but I wanted to. And now I just feel like I'm full of gunk. But so we've got expanded armory rules. Jesus. Oh, a map illustration. That's cool. I like that. 28 mag crossover mini. That's cool. My Chrome's glitching out again, so I'm going to read it off the preview, not off the screen in front of me. A story from Graham McNeil. That's pretty rad. What? Okay, cool. A new heretical illustration. Fun. Artem Demern. Okay, so it looks like they're getting additional illustrators, additional writers involved. That's awesome. I really like that, because this is it feels like a lot of this stuff for Trench Crusade, it's kind of been what's the phrase? Is it grassroots? Is that it? It's kind of community based. It's kind of struck a chord with the community. People really want to be involved with it. And they're not instead of locking it down, it feels like they're sort of sharing it out a bit. Because, yeah, accessory sprues. Also, the way they've had all of these STLs sculpted. The miniatures, it's not like there's the Trench Crusade team and they did the miniatures. And instead, they reached out to a bunch of artists that they like and whose work they admire and got them to sculpt them. That's great. That's genuinely a fantastic way of doing it. It makes it feel more like a shared effort than just, this is our thing that we did. Instead, it's, this is our thing and these people help make it. I like that a lot. So, accessory sprue, expanded terrain rules. Valin Matthias illustration, cool. Des Hanley illustration. Dramatis Personae from Andy Chambers. The first special character for Trench Crusade. So that's locked currently. I mean, that's going to be hitting what? What are we on right now? What are we on? £697. What is that in dollaroos? Oh, dollaroos is Australian. In nickels and dimes? I don't know. No, I want that in quid. Pounds to US dollars. Thank you. Oh. Alright, it's currently $881,172, which means that that stretch goal should be unlocked in Oh, it should already be unlocked. Yeah. So it's already been unlocked. So the last one that says locked right now, it's not actually locked. They just haven't updated the graphic yet because it's presumably moving too quickly for them to keep up with, which in itself is kind of cool. It's kind of awesome that that's a thing. Oh, thank you very much, David. I'm getting there. Slowly. Look after yourself. I hope you feel a bit better. Oh, it's a Nurgle stream through and through at this point. I'm starting to get like a sore throat already. How long have we been live? An hour and 13? Fuck off. Ugh. It's not been any time at all, and I'm already starting to get like sandpaper throat. And I'm being good. I've been downing like honey and chamomile and vanilla and like lemon based teas. I didn't do anything else today apart from replace several light bulbs on my car. Like, I've not really talked and it's already going garbage. Absolute trash. I tell you. So it'll move over to GameFound. That's pretty standard. Moving over to GameFound. Be able to confirm what you wish to receive and make any last minute additions to pledge. Also pay any due sales tax. Yeah, that tends to be how most of them go now, right? I feel like that's how most of them go at this point. Open for 2 weeks and that'll be handed over to the supplier. So they're being only games. Alright. So only games is no, okay, printed. Alright. I mean, that's fine. I'm pretty sure the previous miniatures were Siocast. I'm pretty sure. And they had real issues. Like, they had real issues with the previous Kickstarter, where they did like a limited run of a few of the miniatures. They had real problems with it. There were so many delays, and Siocast were not, from what I gather, very fun to work with. Like, there was delays with like, okay, we need to print the rest of the things, but we're just not being sent the material that you print in. So, guess we just wait then. Like, that sort of thing. I seem to remember anyway. Whereas if they're just getting it printed, special ABS-like resin that produces an excellent level of detail. I mean, they look fine. They look fine to me. The detail is good. It is there. Some of the cleanup on the promotional shots isn't brilliant, but it's not terrible. That's just, you know, if you scrutinise it enough, you'll see little issues here and there, but I think just some of the like debris hasn't been properly cleaned off on that, but that's whatever. That's whatever. So the above photos are samples printed by Only Games. They were taken directly from the packaging and have not been cleaned or altered in any way. Okay, I see. Alright. No, that's fair then. Hold my hands up. If you're gonna show that stuff, actually showing just like, these are what we got, that is the best way to do it, because that sets expectation. So it would be nice if they were cleaned up a little bit more. It might be that the production ones are. I don't know. But even then, I'm being very nitpicky. I'm talking like little spots here and there on the cloaks. On the sorcerer there, the Hell Knight has maybe got like a little bit of leftover support in like one place. I am being nitpicky, but you know, I've already been through the comments on this Kickstarter, right? And it feels like there's quite a lot of people who have never backed a Kickstarter before, and this is their first dive into it, and there's a lot of questions about models and quality and materials and all that sort of thing. And I feel like you kind of want to be upfront about it. Like, that's the best way to do it, because there's like first timers. So And again, if you look closely at the image above, you'll see there are sometimes very minor bits of support still attached to the Mini. These will come away easily with a hobby knife. So they're being completely upfront about the state of what you will receive. That's the way to do it. That is the way to do it, 100%. I'm glad that they're being that kind of upfront about it. Okay, terrain will be printed in PLA. Is it? It's cheaper and much better suited to these large pieces. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, they're not doing resin for the terrain. They're going with FDM. Cool. That makes sense. Way, way easier to do it that way, especially in bulk. Okay. And then digital files. And they're being supported by Atlas. Nice. Cool. Atlas is solid. And dice. Oh, yeah, dice. We didn't have a look at the dice, did we? You've got to have a look at the dice. I'm a filthy dice whore, so I want to see the dice. Where are the dice? Oh, my God. Oh, this... Oh, the sprues. The sprues, gang. Look. Look at the sprues. Look at them. Oh, my God. Oh, hell yes. Hell yes. Look at the sprues. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It brings a tear to my eye. It brings a tear to my eye. Look at all the bits. Look at them. So many cool bits. So many cool bits. Oh yes. Oh my God. The kit bashing potential is off the goddamn charts. Especially the church accessories. God damn! If I'd have had access to a lot of that stuff when I was making when I was building my tank army, it would have been way more it would have been way more Trench Crusade based. Oh, only $8 as well for the digital stuff. Oh, there's a guy. There's a guy in the Hell accessory sprue. There's a dead dude. Oh fuck yes. Oh my God. I'm more excited about the sprues than the actual models. Oh hell yeah. Okay, right. Well that's incredible. The terrain is very trench-like. I mean, it makes sense. Trench walls, corners. I've never liked how any company does this sort of breakdown of like a set of scenery. This is not any shade on the Trench Crusade team. It's I'm not like throwing shade on them at all. I've never liked how most companies do this stuff because it's a very difficult thing to do. It's a very difficult thing to do. You're in a position where you want to make it look like you can do infinite things with the terrain provided, but you can't provide infinite terrain. So instead you have this system of you get this many walls and this many corners and this many props and this many things and this many that. And personally, I find it hard to pass. But you know what? I don't know of a better way of doing it. So I'm not going to bitch about it too much because how else do you lay that out? I don't know. So I'm going to shut the hell up. So the dice sets. Oh, the Trench Pilgrim dice set is tasty. Love that. The purple and gold. Oh, yes. Mind you, I quite like the court as well. The court of the seven-headed serpent. Those are some nice dice too. Oh, man. God, my pledge is going to end up so much goddamn higher. My pledge is going to end up way higher. It's going to end up way higher than it is. I was like, oh yeah, I'll get a warband, maybe pick up a model here and there. I'm going to end up getting dice and all sorts, and I'm never going to financially recover from this. I'm never going to financially recover from this. Oh well. Who needs to eat? Who needs to eat? Who needs food? I'll just give the kids my share. I need to lose some weight anyway. Sure, why not? Oh my God. Oh dear. All of my stuff's broken in chrome. And I don't really know why. It's almost like this is the first time I've properly used this for streaming, and it doesn't know what it's doing. Okay. You know what, gang? Oh, God, I meant to... I meant to mute before I made the horrible noise. I apologise. We're going to take a look at the Eldar guy. Because the Eldar guy is important, right? That's something that I would 100% normally just cover on the channel the day it drops, but I wasn't able to. So we're gonna look at the Eldar guy, and then I think I'm probably gonna call it. I'm warning you now. This is not as long as I was hoping it was gonna be, but my throat feels like sandpaper. Like talking is actually hurting me now, and I want to do this, but I also don't want to be stupid. So we'll have a look at Fuegan. Here's a question for you. How do you pronounce Fuegan? 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 Fuego? Is Fuego? I feel like Fuego is a thing, but I don't know what it's a thing of. Anyway, Fuegan, a Phoenix Lord Reborn. Whatever his name is. He's here. He's back. He's returned. The progenitor of the Fire Dragon's Aspect Shrine, as an Eldari legend who re-emerges from forgotten webway gates wherever the battle is most dire. Wherever the battle is most dire. So where's he been for the last, I don't know how many years? I don't know. You don't know. None of us know. He's back though, so that's the important thing. And he's kind of cool, honestly. I immediately started taking the piss. I'm not really sure why. But most recently, the Burning Lance, as he is known. Alright. Okay. Now, Fuegan, that's not his name. Fuegan is also known as the Burning Lance. There are some... I feel like there are some combinations of descriptor plus item that work. The Black Mace. The Flaming Sword. The Frost Axe. I don't know. I feel like there are those combinations that do the trick. Like, you hear it and you're like, oh, it sounds like a cool weapon. I don't think Burning Lance is one of those. I'm just going to throw it out there. I don't think Burning Lance works. I think Burning Lance seems euphemistic and as though there is an issue with Fuegan's lance and it burns. And that's not necessarily a good thing. And I realise it's just me, but I'm just saying, like, I think you should get the Burning Lance looked at. I'm just throwing it out there. I just don't think that works. If he had, like, I don't know, the Inferno Lance, that kind of seems a bit more hardcore. The Burning Lance doesn't actually, it just doesn't have the impact for me, personally. But he's been hunting demons in the webway, so clearly the Burning Lance is working out for him. Also, of the two weapons he's got, the gun is cool. I would argue the axe is actually kind of cooler. The axe looks awesome. Like, I really like the axe. The gun, there's something kind of comedically large about it, and I'm not 100% sure whether I like the gun all that much. I feel like it needs, I don't know, like a quarter of the length taken off. Maybe half. Maybe half the length taken off, even. It's just... It looks... The gun looks like it's at a different scale to the rest of his body. And it's not helped by the fact that there doesn't really look like anywhere that the gun can go whilst he's using the axe. So is he firing the gun one-handed? Entirely possible, but it would look kind of dumb if he was. Is he wielding the clearly two-handed axe one-handed? Again, entirely possible. Feasible even, but I don't know that it would look as cool if he was. Which is kind of a shame, because I think overall it's actually quite a cool model. I'm slamming the dude. I'm like, yeah, your weapon's too big and it looks dumb. Also, it doesn't sound cool either. But actually, it is quite a cool model. Longer barrel equals longer range. It's definitely a 24-inch weapon. Look at it. It's quite faithful. It is quite faithful. It's a good sort of recreation. It's a good update. Very crisp, very clean. The armor looks fantastic. Like, the armor just does look really good. The massive crest on the head, I'm not 100%... I can't decide whether I love it or whether I wish the crest was a bit smaller. It's like a statement piece. And it does definitely make a statement. It also... Like, the helmet is the same size as his entire torso, which is a bit mad. But then again, it feels like there's just a lot of, like, theatre and, like, pageantry going on. It's just, everything is a bit larger than life with this guy, so I don't necessarily think that I don't necessarily think it's actually that bad that the gun is kind of comedically large, or the axe is clearly a two-handed axe, or that the helmet is the same size as his entire upper body. Because you've also got a banner, you've got a classic back banner as well. There's a lot of cloth. It's very dramatic. It's kind of like classic Warhammer 40k, where you know how important the person is because of how much extra gubbins and how big their banner is. Which isn't like a universal rule, but it sometimes kind of feels like it was. And that applies here. I mean, god damn. Look at the size of everything. I mean, to be fair, even the body, I think probably a bit bigger than your standard Eldar, right? Lots of showmanship. Lots of showmanship. Which, I'm kind of like talking myself round to it in a way. I think I'm talking myself round to it. It is very kind of, look at me, I'm in charge. Like, you, as soon as this model shows up on the battlefield, you know full well that they are important. Like, you can't get away from that, which is not necessarily a bad thing given the status of the character, you know? I really like the armor, though. The armor is fantastic. The armor looks great. The kind of overlapping plates on the wrists, the thighs and the shoulders looks awesome. The spikes as well. Little spikes here and there. You've got this interesting, almost like demon skull thing going on with the belt, which is appropriate as well. Also, that one strap going across the chest, I really like that. It breaks it up nicely. It looks very ornamental and regal, but then he's still got like a strap for a holster on the back, and he's still got a pouch on one leg. So it's like, it is ornamental, and it is kind of like, look at me. Look at me. But also, functional. Like, it kind of does work as both, which it feels like it shouldn't, but it does. Got a back view as well. I mean, admittedly, it is pretty good. It is pretty good, isn't it? It is pretty good. I've got to say, it is kind of good. Bit thick as well. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. A little bit thick. Not like massively caked up, but, you know, there's some definition there. Let's be honest. Let's be totally real. We don't want to hide the truth. We don't want to just, you know, pretend that things aren't how they are. There's some definition going on, all right? There just is. I'm sorry. It's not my fault. I didn't make the model, and I didn't paint it. But they've highlighted those cheeks, and as such, the cheeks demand attention. What do you want from me? I mean, from the back, the helmet is even more insanely big. Although I do like the tube around the back of the head, adding some sort of functionality to the mad crest. I don't know. The back banner is really cool. I do like the those like Eldar gubbins. I don't know what they're called. Like the things on the power pack. They look good. I don't know what they are, but they do look kind of cool. Also, there's like grenades hanging off the belt as well, which is fun. Again, I don't know where he puts the gun when he's hacking people up with a two-handed axe. Or where he puts the axe when he's hacking people up with the gun. But either way, it is pretty good. It is pretty good. That's the thing. A lot of the older characters, I feel like with the Phoenix Lords, quite a few of them were like 80% gun and hat, and they've really stuck to that. And yeah, the painter has taken some time. They've taken some time on that ass. They've really made sure. They've made sure they want the eye to travel, and they know where it's travelling to. Also, from this angle, you can see the straps on the boots. Just a little thing, but I think actually quite a cool thing. Just a little detail that, again, kind of adds a bit of functionality to it. I mean, I started out taking the piss. I said the gun was too big and it had a silly name, and I think that might be true still. But I overall think I quite like the model. Like, I do quite like it. Again, it has that feeling of older 40k, but it's all crisp and new and like sharp, and I mean the paint job on it is incredible, as to be expected at this point. But old Fuegan, yeah, the hat is big. The gun is really big. The axe is pretty big. The banner is also sizable. So is the arse. Overall, though, good model. Actually good model. I like it. I do like it. He just drops the gun, the axe, maglocks to his back. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I like that. Just stows it, and then... I don't know. Where would you even hold the gun with the other hand? I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter. He's got the confidence. He can wield it. He can wield it like no one else. Dear. That's harsh. That is harsh. No. He's better than Kotiaz. Kotiaz commits the cardinal sin of miniatures, which is to be boring. No miniature should be boring, and Kotiaz is boring. No one wants that. Literally no one. Time to outcompete Morgan Ruff. Gun to dude ratio. Gun to dude ratio sounds like something that we should, like... There should be a chart for gun to dude ratio. Oh. Okay. Right. I'll be honest, I'm starting to feel really terrible now. I'm not doing good. We're probably gonna call it quits here, okay, gang? We didn't get round to we didn't cover the gobbo, the red gobbo, which I wanted to do, and there's a couple of Lord of the Rings ones, but I feel like I'm being stabbed in the neck when I talk, and that's not good. And I should probably rest it a little bit, because there's going to be a Heresy Thursday tomorrow, and if it's good, it'd be nice to cover that. And to do that, I need to be able to talk, and it's starting to go. It's starting to go, and I don't like it, but it is what it is. At least I'm being sensible about it, right? Kind of, mostly. I'm mostly sensible about it at the moment. I must be. I haven't fucking done anything for days. Right. Christ. No, Orion, it's not COVID. Oh, it's just some sort of flu thing, but it's really long lasting. A couple of my friends have had it as well, and they've really struggled with it. They've had it for like a good week and a half, 2 weeks. It's garbage. Absolute trash. But it is shifting. It's getting there. I mean, I managed, like an hour and 35 minutes? This is more than I've talked outside of Adeptes Ridiculous on Monday for like the last week and a half. I was just physically incapable of it up until like Monday. And I caught it not like last Sunday, but the Sunday before. It's been literally a week and a half. So it's getting better. It's just taking a while. Alright, I'm going to stop coughing and like snorting down the microphone. I'm going to go and rest my voice and get some tea. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for joining me on the just slightly lackluster but still fun comeback stream. Hopefully, back again on Monday, back again following Wednesday, and there might be videos in between. Thank you so much for everyone who super chatted, and for the new members as well. Thank you very much, Mandy, as always. Yeah, it helps a lot. Helps a lot. with not being able to upload and stream. The channel's having a bad time, but the support means a huge amount. So thank you, everybody. I'm going to go and stop talking and probably, I don't know. I want to watch something, but I don't know what to watch. I'll go and find out. Thank you, everyone, and I will see you for the next one.